Welcome to Yeah Come On Show 158. I'm finishing a cup of coffee. As always, Brett Barney, my co-host, is drinking his water, hydrating, and my co-host, Brandon, looks like he had a rough night. I don't think he slept with a woman. I just think he slept with himself and attacked himself, and that's why he looks the way he looks.
Do I look bad?
I think you look great.
Thank you.
The word is disheveled. That's all.
Okay, that's fair.
This was my night shirt, and I'm still wearing it. You know, God bless the United States of America soccer team. Brett is representing the Braves because my Yeah Come On hat won't fit his big head. Work sucks. Go golfing. Why not?
So true, bestie.
There you go.
Evan, you need to learn like Steve and I. Put a hat on, bro.
Yeah, I can go get
You're
one.
not a hat guy, though, really. You aren't a hat guy.
I have been a hat guy in the past. I'm not currently in a hat phase.
No, because he's a Democrat, he likes to work the Kennedy disheveled hair, and he likes it long in the front. That's what he's doing. It's called Kennedy look. I understand.
That's why I ride around in open top convertibles all the time.
You're lucky nobody has snipered you. Brett and I, we look like boys that own trucks, and we're like, God dang right, America. Hell yeah. And then
I do look like teenage JFK. Like if they made
you really do.
They look at like if the CW made a show about JFK. I would...
all you're
Evan
missing
and Live Golf.
All you're missing is a large house in Hyannisport and Ray-Bans and a boat and a ton more money, a lot more education, and a background of driving a PT boat. That's all you're missing.
But I got the chutzpah.
But on a glance, you're like, oh, look, he's a Kennedy.
Era.
There you go. Oh, that was well done, sir.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right, we wanted to start the show off with awkward moments involving me, Southside Steve. We have these throughout the week, and it blows my mind. I'm flattered, but it is silly. I had the awkward moment at the grocery store where I reprimanded my child, my 2-year-old, because he was being impossible, and I went, stop. Instantly, 5 people look up, and it's like, okay, is somebody calling, the cops on me? All I did was say, stop. Have you seen him knock every can off the shelf? Have you seen him being impossible, not getting in the buggy? Dad's trying to get 2 things. He's already pushed the buggy into 2 other carts. He's just being 2, and I had to raise my voice to let him know Dad is serious. I didn't beat him down in frozen foods. I just reprimanded him.
Yeah.
And then a guy goes, we're walking, this dude goes, Steve, right? And I'm like, yeah, like, okay. And he's like, hey, man, love the show. He goes, I listen to your podcast too. He goes, you guys get a little nasty at times, especially that Brett guy. And I'm like, well, Brett has issues. Evan tries to keep it clean. And
I try.
Brett is a man that is stuck in a rental house that he can't get out of because he can't afford to go into another. And he's just frustrated. And his wife, it looks like lately has been reprimanding you. So I think when you get on this podcast, it's your way of just cutting loose. I just think it's frustration. And that's where the cursing and the attitude comes from. That's what I told him in front of 5 or 6 people in the grocery store, Publix, Milton.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Dr. Dave.
Yeah.
Don't even show your face there. You better stick.
Brett is an Ingles guy.
Ackworth. I can't afford Ackworth. You think I'm going to afford Alpharetta Milton?
I know out of here. Shop. I'm going to go ahead and let people know. Kroger, Buford Highway, where nobody recognizes him. That's where Brett goes.
That was my Kroger. The Buford Highway and Claremont one with the whole candle section of Mary for a long time.
I knew it without knowing it. I knew it without knowing it. And Evan's Whole Foods, but he only goes in there for 3 items because he just wants to run into people that think the way he does. So he goes in there and gets his 3 items.
I can't afford Whole Foods. I just have a reputation.
You just want to be seen in there. You get a hot plate. You get the 2 pizza slices for $7, or you could buy 1 for $4. It's better to get 2 for $7. And you walk out like, oh, I shop here all the time. How's everybody doing, fellow Dems?
I'm a Whole Foods guy. I know the cashiers by name.
Just needed a casual slice.
Thank you. Truth be told, he goes down to the South Side and hits up the Piggly Wiggly right in his price point. And they're like, who's the uppity guy? What's he doing down here?
Who is this JFK looking motherfucker?
Hey man, we don't boat the way you boat down here at the Piggly Wiggly. But that's what you can afford, and that's the coupons you have. There you go. Our show. I will say there was a moment where I'm just sitting at home, just gotten my kids to bed. I'm in the zone where I'm just going to watch a 2020 episode or something before crashing out. And I get this phone call, and it's Brett. And I'm like, odd time to call, could be an emergency. I answer, and I hear this, hey, this guy says you're a pussy. You
Dude,
need to talk
it
to
was
him.
the best.
I'm like, and then before I can even say what, I'm on the phone.
You're
with a
already on the
stranger.
phone with the dude. Yeah, I was giving you no chance.
And the dude's like, yeah. And I'm like, so I guess you think I'm a pussy? And he goes, is this Southside Steve? And he goes, you need to tell your friend to quit bragging about knowing you. That's what you need to do.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, look, I said, he's on my podcast. He's a cool guy. I could tell that he sounded drunk. Is he drunk? He
I was
goes,
in a bar.
Yeah. Well,
And it was a day that ends in Y.
Yeah, it was a Saturday. It was a Saturday in a
Right.
bar. I'm wearing a Yeah Come On shirt. The guy sees it, calls you a pussy, and I was like, well, I was pretty drunk. I will not deny that, but I was like, bet you won't say that to his face. And he was like, the fuck I won't.
Oh, what a redneck.
So
Okay.
you know me. I'm immediately like, I'm already there. So let's see this happen because you're just gonna sit here and keep talking shit. So
well, when you called
let's
me,
see.
I'm glad I picked up, and I said, what was it? And it seemed like it was over motorcycles. Like, I'm no biker, and I'm like, well, here's my bike and my Humvee. And my vehicle. It's probably why he hates me.
By the way, drunk me should not be trying to get into it with bikers.
Yeah. Now here I am jumping a snowmobile, which I can definitely jump a motorcycle. I owned a dirt bike for about 5-6 years. Look, my wife wanted me to get rid of it. If that's why I'm a puss, I'll take it. She just doesn't want me limping or missing a limb, and she doesn't understand the lifestyle. For every girl that loved and begged me to ride my bike every weekend, she never got on it. And or it could be that the guy just didn't. He thought I was a fake biker, like the dentist type doctor guy that owns a Harley. And because I'm not a part of a gang, or I don't ride with he and his friends, I'm not a real
Motorcycle
biker.
club.
And I don't care about any of it. I bought a Harley not to join anybody. I wanted a Harley. I don't like pocket rockets. I bought what I wanted. I like a cruiser, and I rode, and I didn't even ride a lot. I think I've got a total of 8,900 miles. That's nothing. There's guys that do that in a month, but that's all I rode. I rode in Buckhead. I rode downtown. I rode to bars. I parked it. I rode home. I did ride into Greenville one time. That was my furthest run, other than going up to Helen, Georgia a couple of times. That's it. So I like to bike riding around town, which a lot of people are too scared to ride around town. So maybe that makes me brave that I rode downtown on a Harley. I don't know. But I got nothing to prove. And the guy shut his mouth.
And see, that was the whole thing. I was like, you can sit here and say all this, but I guarantee you would never say it to his face. And he didn't.
Yeah. I just love dudes that try to size up other dudes. Like, if every time I get my hair colored, I post it just because I'm trying to do a solid for the people that are hooking me up. I'm getting a deal. You bet your ass.
It's kind of fun. I like that you're open about it, because a lot of dudes dye their hair.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. My hair is 60% gray at least. And I don't hide it in the goatee. So for me, I'm like, look, man, I dabble in Botox and I color my hair. I'm trying to look 10 years younger, not 20. I don't have a facelift over here.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't pulled a Kenny Rogers or a Bert, oh, I can't go after you, Bert. I'm sorry. I apologize. I almost went after Bert.
Don't do that. Can't do that.
Can't. All right, I'm done. All right. But, it's one of those deals that I think everybody answers to themselves. I'm just like you guys. I'm a confident guy. I'll do whatever. And I'm not trying to earn a man card, and I don't wear jerseys, and I don't claim to be a badass biker. I've taken, courses to make sure I knew how to ride. I didn't want to dump a Harley. So yeah, I took the Harley Davidson riding things. I've done some obstacle courses, and I'm just good, or kind of good. I'm not great. I could never be a motorcyclist for a police department. Those guys can ride like nobody's business. So you always wonder where that's coming from. Is this guy a cop, and he's a badass rider? Still, I'm not a pussy. If you put an engine between two of your legs and put your ass on the line on the interstate or whether you ride 5 miles or 10,000, I'd say you're pretty cool. My book. Scooters,
I would
I
say
don't.
100% not a motorcycle cop. My father-in-law's a retired motorcycle police officer. He's a fan of yours. He doesn't act like that.
Yeah, no, and it's a rare person that acts that way. It comes from a jealous person, a person that has a lack of confidence, so they lash out at others because they think others have bragged about doing stuff less than what they've done in their life. So therefore, you become an instant pussy, and they don't know you, and they say it. That's why I try to never rip on anybody. You know, I rip on if I know you, I'm going to give you crap because
I was going to say weren't you just hammering on me about Piggly Wiggly guy over here?
Because I know you, and I know. I'm kidding. I know. But that dude doesn't know me. He's just heard me on the radio, and I may have been trying to get a laugh by acting like I was Evel Knievel. I know I'm not, but it was funny at the time. If I said, "Hell yeah, man, I used to jump. You know, I've caught 30 feet of air." In real life, I have not caught 30 feet of air. Yeah. Do I think I could? Yeah, if I hit the ramp and held onto the bike, I think I could do it. I've caught 6 feet of air.
I remember I had this I have this like, it's like an inside joke with my friends where okay. I said I could fight a giraffe one time on air, and I had a listener be like, "You couldn't do that." And I was like, "No, I could. I would go for the neck. It would be easy for me to beat a giraffe in a fight." And he like was not getting that I was doing a bit. Like it was a bit, you know?
Yeah. Like
I could beat Butterbean in a fight.
Ass. I dare a rhino to mess with me.
Exactly. It would be easy.
Ass. Yeah. Hippo. Shit. Bring it.
There's just gotta, if you're listening and you get too mad about something, it's probably a bit.
But we're dealing with drunk Brett. And the reason I know Brett was drunk is because of what he did. And
also because he's an alcoholic.
Right. And then Brett's wife takes over his phone and sends me text messages, or Brett sends them to me going, "I guess I'm a dipshit or a dumbass." Or whatever, because I guess your wife got on you.
Yeah, she was pissed at me for that. She's like, "You need to go home now." Threw my ass in the car after that. I was like, okay. And it probably, normal me would have been like, whatever, dude, fuck off. But drunk me was just like, it was the perfect storm.
Yeah.
Of like, okay. You want to keep talking? Say it to his face. Come on, man. Say it to his face. Come on. You want to keep saying things like this? I'm 5 seats away. Like, you don't even need to, like, we're not even in bar talking stratosphere. You're coming across the bar at me. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Here's the best thing about that. And this goes out. And when you look at the famous list, say it's a 10-step ladder, I'm on the first step, bottom rung. Yeah. I'm a radio guy. I'm known in Atlanta. You know, I've got a bourbon that we've only sold about 12 pallets, which that's still a shitload of alcohol, 50 cases, 12 bottles to a case. We've done okay, but I know where I'm at, and I don't care. I'm doing what makes me happy, what makes me a living, and I'm not jealous of the Kardashians. I'm not jealous of somebody that's like Bert that makes a lot more on radio than I do. You know, it's what kind of person are you? But here's the funny thing about that guy. He saw the "Yeah, Come On" shirt and he knew what it was. And he knew who I was.
No, and that's the exact thing.
So that makes him a listener. And I'm like, why be a jerk? You know, maybe he likes somebody else on the show, you know, but it was funny. And by the way, I don't care if you hate me, as long as you like somebody on that show, I win. You know, but that's just one little mishap. I had the grocery store situation, which was nothing, but it still got called out in front of 6 strangers. Brett now has had the bar incident. Is there any other Southside Steve incident for the week?
Yeah, I had one.
Evan.
Yeah, so I was at I'm not trying to call this dude out or anything, but I was at a work happy hour thing for attorneys, because I work for a social media marketing company. We do a lot of social media and digital marketing for attorneys. If you're an attorney, holler. But I was talking to this guy who I guess was the husband of one of the girls there. And I was talking to him for like 15, 20 minutes. He was a tailor. And I was like, "Oh, so what do you do?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm a tailor. I'm like, cool. Do you have like a personal business, or is it like a bigger thing?" He's like, "No, it's like a family thing. We do a lot of like high profile clients." And I was like, "Oh, like any I would know of?" And he's like, "Well, have you ever heard of Southside Steve?" And I was like,
damn.
Yeah, I've heard of Southside Steve.
You're like, I'm on his podcast. I've worked with him for 10 years. It ain't that big a deal.
You said high profile.
So
You sure you don't mean medium profile?
He smelled my farts in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have literally crapped on Steve. I know who he is.
And go to listen to the back end of the last week's podcast to hear.
Yeah. By the way, I have released my scent on him on several occasions. That's how well I know him.
You're a suit guy. I'm a scent guy.
Your next statement should have been, so you have a small struggling business, correct?
You need social media?
I know the dude you're talking about. I got introduced.
No, he was
to him.
nice. He really was.
He hasn't made me a suit, but he's made me a sports coat and probably about 5 shirts. Measured me, put your little initials on them. They're nice shirts. I wear them to the club. I get accused of being a Easter egg picnic type.
Oh,
shirt.
you dress like it's brunch.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm the brunch clothing. The sport coat's pretty nice. I like it. And then now he told me different Atlanta Braves he had done at the time, because now he's dealing with a local, I guess, celebrity. So he's now impressing me up the ladder with people that he's done. I was like, oh, wow. And his father had done a lot of work. So it's a family business, small business, and he's not cheap. I mean, maybe cheap for what he's doing. He gave me a package deal to talk about him, but, it was still $1,000 investment, just for a sport coat and a couple of shirts. But, that's reasonable. Custom fit, but yeah, God, that may have been 6-7 years ago. It was a long, I don't know exactly when. I know I was at Rock 100.5. I know that.
Uh-huh.
So it's been within 14 years.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's about 5, 6
but not
years.
the last 4 months.
No, it's not like he just did it and I'm top of mind.
Yeah.
So that's pretty funny. That's a good run in.
Yeah.
I guess the last awkward moment of the show, and I'm going to bring this up because I heard about it.
Oh no.
Yeah, because you're talking mine that came from last week's show.
Yes, and I just want to touch on it because it just wasn't.
We need
covered.
you to kind of be the one that
You got to mediate.
Yeah, you need to mediate this, because Evan kind of made my week a little bit tougher.
Which is kind of why the wife was on you the night that I talked to you. And, I think she's been ripping you a little bit lately. I can feel the tension, and it's because something happened, and we want clarity where your wife, Brett, wants to kick Evan's ass, or they want to fight.
I believe she said, I'm going to kick him square in the nuts.
Oh, that's square in the nuts.
Well, that's kind of a fight. That's how fights start.
I would lose a fight to Brett's wife.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I could go the distance with Butterbean, but I cannot take the same.
Yeah, Evan dropped that line last week's show, calling her horse girl adjacent.
Adjacent, not horse girl.
Like, what in the fuck?
Not a horse girl.
It's
There's
terrible.
a big difference.
Okay.
When you say, all right, now hold on, let's clarify. This is the job I play. Does she look like a horse to you, or does she ride horses, or was it because I talked about hymens being broken on horses? Where did that go?
No, there's a vibe. I don't know. Of just a girl who,
you understand that if you keep saying there's a vibe, this is not going to get better for me over the next.
She doesn't have it.
What's that? What doesn't she have?
I'm saying the horse girl. I'm just defining what a horse girl is.
What is
just
a
a
horse
vibe
girl?
of a girl who, when she was younger, really liked horses, and there's just an energy to it. Messina does not have that.
Okay, I grew up with a girl named Shannon in my neighborhood. I got into her bedroom one time, just going in. We were playing kickball. There was no hanky panky. I had a crush on her. It was 5th grade. In her room were horses. She had all these horses that were up on her dresser, and they weren't decorative. They weren't like Holly Hobby or crap. They were just like real looking horses, and they were like little molds, or like, I don't know, what do you call them, like little horse statues. And then she had a painting on one wall of a horse. So she loved horses.
Horse girl.
That's a horse girl.
And there's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong. My cousin is a horse girl.
Okay. Do unicorns count?
No.
Or
no, that's like
that's horse girl adjacent. That's horse girl adjacent.
That's the other side. Yeah.
But
I'm not saying Messina's that either.
I think the bigger problem is, because my wife knows Evan, is she's like, I was like a music theater, like in band, did like the flash dance type stuff. She was like, him and I have done a lot of the same things in our life. She's like, I don't see how real can't recognize real. Like,
she's theater girl for sure.
I think that was her problem, was like, how does he not realize that like we do a lot of the same stuff?
So would you say
Improv,
that
things like that.
She
so
didn't improv.
are you a thespian?
Yeah, I was at some point.
All right, so maybe she's another thespian. I just like it because it sounds like lesbian, but it's not.
It does. We
Me
made a lot of
too.
jokes about that back in the day.
Yeah, of course you did, because you were a thespian. And the improv stuff, I've done the improv stuff. I get it. And there's a group of people like where I did improv is Dad's Garage. There's some hippy dippy little actor type wannabes that are very funny, impressive, and they live in a world and do that kind of thing. They dig it, you know? So like there was one girl in my class, I got to bring it up, had the short hair. You could tell that if I got in any conversation with her, it would turn into an argument. We couldn't have been any more opposite. She went out of her way to downplay any beauty that she had. Piercings were put in the oddest places. Hair was cut like somebody did it that basically cuts hair in the dark. And she didn't care what she looked like. And she made a point. Her thing was barefoot girl. There's horse people and barefoot people.
Oh,
She
yeah.
she was coming always to class barefoot, and then you see her shoes out by the door, but the second she entered the building, she was barefoot. That was her thing. Were her toes pretty? No. Were they painted? No. She didn't care, and she's barefoot girl, and that was her thing. And then she realized who somebody said I was famous. She goes, oh, you are? You're famous? What do you do? And I was like, I'm just on the radio. I'm just here to do a little improv. I said, why don't we just stay in our lanes? And that was all I had to say to her, because I knew there could be an argument. When anybody's into something intensely, they're going to argue. So the fact she got angry, maybe she was a horse girl. That's all I'm saying.
I would have been like, yo, relax, Beverly Hills Ninja, you know, like take 2 steps back before I judo chop you. That's what you should have done, Steve. You're like an 80s villain.
I am an 80s villain.
You
There's
do
no doubt about it.
I will say that a good group costume for us, Brad, I don't know where you fall on this, but Steve and I could
Superbad?
do Ralph Macchio and Johnny from the Karate Kid. I feel like that would be a slam dunk.
Dude, Cobra Kai, I'll be Stingray.
You'd be Stingray? Okay, all right. I didn't know if you'd seen the show or not.
That's what we do. That's what we do for Halloween. I've got a blonde wig that I wore for a Kindle. I'll put it on. And dude, I got the attitude and the lingo. I know how to be Johnny.
Put him in a body bag.
This podcast is a big fan of Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah, this is a big Paul Walter Hauser fan.
Hauser podcast. Yeah, we're a big Paul Walter Hauser podcast.
It's the Pod Walter.
There you go.
After he did Richard Jewell, we were on board.
Did you guys see you guys watch that show? I Think You Should Leave.
No.
Is it the HBO show?
It was a sketch comedy show.
Oh, wait, what's
He's got a great sketch in it. It's on Netflix. If you guys are looking for something funny to watch this week, I highly recommend putting that on. It's fucking great.
So Leave, what's it called?
I Think You Should Leave. It's a ridiculous sketch comedy show.
No, everybody I know has watched Full Swing, you know, based on golf and all that. So everybody's in conversation with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I watched all of that. That was good. You know, I'm still not hating on any one organization, but I know a lot of people are hating on Live. But it's fun. That's another good watch if you just want to see.
Oh, it was fantastic.
I thought
Brooks
so too. Kind of reminded
me. Psycho.
Brooks Kappa. Kappa or Kappa? How do you say
Kepka.
Kepka. Gotta say that like 9 times. So Brooks, when you're watching this, you see, you know, intense dude, changes his hairstyle. You know, he's kind of a big guy, but his wife is a gold digger. His wife,
biggest, the worst.
Oh, the worst. He is with the wrong woman. She will not be there during the bad times. She's worried how this affects her life. She's there for the money. She's annoying. Her body is nowhere near as hot as she talks and acts.
He's all stressed about his swing, and she's like, and this is what I'm gonna wear at the beach, and this one's this, and he's like, dude, I can't even focus on any of this. But the best part about that whole episode is you got Brooks Koepka, who's going through a complete mental breakdown, to Scotty Scheffler that's like, golf club, swing it, hit ball.
This is what me and Brett taught. That's Brett and I's dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. One's like overthinking everything. One's like, microphone, turn on, talk.
Yeah, you can't get in your head, and those guys definitely do that. But the one thing I noticed is a golfer needs either a different girl every week to take on tour to give him a reason to be stimulated, kind of pull the Tiger move, or you've got to have the coolest wife on the planet. You know, but you can't have what Kepka has. I'm like, she's like not there for the long haul. I think that's his biggest problem. If he divorced her, he'd be good. She's going to take more than half. Lord have mercy. He just married the wrong one. A lot of
And
times
his
people
house
do.
is pimping.
Oh,
His
yeah.
house is unbelievable. And it's all filmed
But-
in his house.
Oh, I know. He's like, why would we go anywhere else? Check it. Look where I put all my money. No doubt he had to sell out to live. He's got to pay for shit.
I thought it was
you know.
just funny that he sells out to live, and then it comes out this week that everyone's talking about his episode, which is the second episode. And now he wants to leave live. And I think I read somewhere that he might have to fork over $200 million if he leaves live.
Yeah.
Now, don't quote me on that, but I mean, if you want to, feel free.
Yeah, go. I mean,
Speaking of watching, Evan,
Yes, sir.
you got Oscars coming up, right?
Yeah, like I say, you got Oscars.
Yeah.
because
Evan is hosting the Oscars. Go ahead, Evan.
I might be a better host than some of the folks they've had before. I'll say that.
I would say out of all three of us, you'd probably do the best job.
That's only because I've seen some of the movies.
I haven't. I'd be horrible. I'd be like, I would even not only would I not know, but I'd mispronounce it.
Yeah.
I would.
Oh, you do? You pull that move? You pull Travolta?
Steve,
Yeah.
you're probably sitting around watching, what's that dog that all the little kids watch? Bluto or
Bluey.
Bluey, that's it.
I gotta steal a kid so I can watch that show. Apparently, it's really
By
good.
the way, I watched Bluey today. Dick.
Good show.
I gotta steal a kid so I can go to Chuck E. Cheese.
God, dude, it's
just 4 dogs. I just want you to know, Bluey, and it's
4
like
dogs.
two look alike, and the other 2 look alike.
There's 2
And
parents and kids, right?
Parents, yeah, and I think each kid looks like the different parent, and I think it's the girl dog looks like the dad, and the boy dog looks like the mom. I think that's it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
but my kids like it.
Yeah.
All right, fair
it's
enough.
good.
So give me a rundown before we break of what's happening, just the movies, and I'll see.
Yeah, here we're gonna do just best pictures. So the Oscars, they have 10 nominees for best picture this year. Some of which are all pretty popular. It's the first time I think since like a friend of mine was telling me since like 89, where the 2 highest grossing movies are both nominated for best picture, which doesn't.
All right, we'll say Blow Me if you've seen it.
Is it wait, can I guess? Is it Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah, that's nominated.
That's got to be up there. That movie was awesome.
Even though
I shit on it here, I mean, I rewatched it again. It's actually really good.
Even if you don't like it as a movie, I like personally, there's some people that my snootier friends are like, why is that there? I'm like, because fucking Tom Cruise did all these stunts.
It
and
saved
that like
movie
matters,
theaters.
right? What?
Hey,
It saved movie theaters.
Yeah,
it did, and it's a great movie that I have not seen yet. It's free this week, and on unemployment, I told my wife, I said, "Look, we're watching it this week. If we can't line up our bedtimes, I'm going to watch it." But I'm watching it this week from home. I wanted to see it in the theater, so I think we all knew that would be there. It's one of the biggest grossing movies of all time.
Yeah, it's the highest grossing thing, and for me, it's a movie that like it's hard for me to watch a movie these days, especially like an action one, and be like, "Oh man, how did they do that?" Because the answer is usually CG, right? And CG not usually good enough for me to be like, how do they do that with CG? You know? But the answer to this one is they just fucking did it, man. Tom Cruise
they just went and flew the planes. That's what's wild about it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It truly is a good movie. Like I did crap on it when I saw it in theaters, and then because I was like, it's the exact same as the first one. I wish they would have mixed up the storyline a little bit. It's like you know, Hangover 1. I really enjoyed that. It's Hangover in Vegas. And then they went Hangover in Bangkok. It was the exact same story. And I'm like, okay, you did the same.
Yeah, but would you have enjoyed it more if it was like 20 years later?
No, but I did like how the third one, then they kind of tied it all back together.
You like the third Hangover
I thought
movie?
that, yeah, it goes 1, 3, 2 in that order.
Sure.
I agree with that. Actually, I can't believe I do agree with that. And I wanted to call you a dick for the second time for crapping on the movie I haven't seen, but I just love Top Gun, but I haven't seen it. So I'll let you know.
I rewatched. I take back everything I said. It's good.
All right. So what else we got?
So the other highest grossing one is Avatar 2, Way of Water, which I saw. It's cool. I liked it.
How long is it?
It's like 3 hours. It's like 3
Jeez.
Someone was like, I had a buddy who was like, oh, should I take some edibles and go to it? And I was like, yes, but you should take it at the start of the movie. So you're not high for 3.5 hours. Like you take it and then halfway through it kicks in.
Yeah, you take it an hour beforehand, you walk out sober.
Yeah, right.
Well, I saw the first one. My wife even brought up Avatar today for the kids to watch because, you know, it's wet out and and my wife is, been sick. So we're just kind of like stuck in the house. And she goes, well, maybe we'll watch Avatar. I go, do you remember how horrible that was? I mean, there's a lot of killing,
Yeah.
and burning down a blue forest and shit. It's bad. And she's like, oh, okay. All right. I forgot. I said, my God, aristocrats, please. Damn. So, but I have not seen the second one. So that's two I haven't seen. What else?
I liked it.
Right.
It's nice to see like a big blockbuster movie that's not like a Marvel movie. So that was kind of fun. And it's definitely way better than the first one. Because I rewatched the first one and I was like, was this good? And I just don't remember it. But it's
because we were like high school, college.
Yeah,
early,
2006, 2007.
Yeah, that was right when I graduated high school.
Yeah, I think it was like early high school for that one.
Yeah,
we also got Elvis.
All right. I know that Lisa Marie liked it. That's signing off. Priscilla liked it. So obviously he does a good job. Haven't seen that either.
It's good.
I haven't seen it yet. I know there's the famous clip that got cycled around where like it zooms in on Tom Hanks and he just goes, he's white. that one got circulated around.
No, it's good. It's really artsy though. Like there were a few points in it. I was like, oh,
Baz Luhrmann, dude, you're gonna.
I wish we could be a little less artsy, but yeah, I knew what I was expecting going into it, like you said. So I thought it was good. Though. I liked Elvis.
The Fablemans, which is Steven Spielberg's new movie about his childhood. It's about how he became obsessed with film.
That one looked interesting.
Yeah, I heard it was good. I want to see it.
Well, you got to buy into him and his movies to want to watch it, but okay.
It's real. Well, no, it's really interesting because it's about his parents. So it's really it's interesting from the perspective of like his parents had a really bad divorce and he's basically making a movie about it. So it's kind of interesting in that way. Cool. Everything Ever All at Once. That was my favorite movie this year. Kind of like the Matrix sort of thing. It's not like
who's in it.
It's got Michelle Yao, who you may know from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh yeah.
And then also the guy who plays her husband is Short Round from Indiana Jones.
Oh my God, that little kid.
He comes back and 50. he is awesome in this movie.
Right. Well, he was a good actor as Short Round. He's got it.
Yeah, so that movie was great.
Did you see Short Round when you see the movie? Do you see the Short Round in him?
I didn't know it was him, but knowing it was him, I do. And he was also the kid from the Goonies too. Data, I think.
Did you see Brett's mom in it? She played the house mom at the bad strip club.
Slick shoes, baby, slick shoes.
Let's see. And then the rest of the movies nobody saw. Banshees of Inisherin is like an Irish movie. It's like pretty funny, but I haven't seen it. Tar, which is I guess it's Cate Blanchett. She's a composer.
Mm-hmm.
And then a remake of All Quiet on the Western Front, which I haven't heard a single thing about. And then two movies that I also haven't heard of that sound made up. And that is Triangle of Sadness and Women Talking, which sound like if I were making fun of the Oscars by saying, what are the like artsy movies that nobody saw this year? Oh, I don't know. Triangle of Sadness and Women Talking. Like these sound like made up movies.
That truly does. You hit that spot on.
Yeah. It's a circle of intimidation.
Yeah.
I mean, just come up with something stupid.
Yeah, very shape based. So yeah, those are your Oscar noms. I want to see Banshees. I want to see Elvis. I'm hoping Everything Everywhere All at Once takes it.
What about Rectangle of Confusion?
Snubbed this year.
Evan, I have a quick movie question for you. Wife and I last night, obviously, with the crappy weather we've been having, we're like, hey, let's have a movie night. And we saw that Babylon is out to watch on, I think, Paramount or Peacock or one of the ones that we have. What is the deal with these movies now all being 3 hours?
I hate it, dude. We saw
the runtime and we're like, I'm not investing 3 hours at 10 o'clock at night. Like I want to pop something on that I might be able to fall asleep and pick up the next day. But 3 hours? Come on.
Oh, a movie I saw this year called The Black Phone, which is not going to get any Oscar love. It's a fun little horror movie. It was like a tight hour 20. And I was like, thank fucking God, man. I don't want to watch a movie for 3 hours. Like, you really got to earn 3 hours, and most movies don't.
Hour 10, hour 15 is the window, man. That's a happy window.
Yeah.
I like back in the day when I was growing up, and Steve will say that this was a great time when you had like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore and those type of movies coming out, and every single movie was 90 minutes.
Yeah.
You're in and you're out. About the time you're over it. Think of a movie ending with you wanting more. I mean,
I-
I remember those days. Now you're like, "Oh, my God, how much longer?"
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. It's intense. And the bathroom breaks. I don't mind, but they've got to do better. Give an intermission. Give the
Yeah.
5-minute intermission.
Once you
and let
cross
people go to the bathroom.
3:10, yeah, come on, man.
Yeah. If you're at a theater.
The
Yeah, for
best
sure.
look, the best paced movie of all time is Back to the Future. Back to the Future is 1 hour and 56 minutes. You don't need more time than that. If your movie's longer than Back to the Future, cut it.
Yeah.
Unless you're Lord of the Rings. I'll give you Lord of the Rings.
There you go.
But even then.
Well, even then. All right. Well, and I don't even know how long this podcast is going longer than I planned. We've had some decent discussions. I'm not going to kid you. We've learned a little bit about the three of us. We've learned about movies. That's always good.
Yeah.
We know that Brett has a drinking problem, and we know that Evan's friends are snooty, and we know where he grocery shops. I mean, I'm digging it. I want to thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
It's now time to mention the sponsors. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Brett?
A thumbs up. Look at him. Joe Bees.
That was for the YouTubers, by the way.
That's a little
Bees.
YouTube treat. Sorry, Joe Bees.
JoeBees. That's Bees. Spells joebees.com. Get yourself on some bee pollen. It'll make you healthy. Call him. He gives you a free month. He gives you a money back guarantee. It gives you energy. Bee pollen is good for you. I take it over a multivitamin. David Markwell, markwelltherapy.com. That's right. He's a therapist. 2 out of the 3 of us have talked to him on that level. I'm one of them. I'll let you imagine which of the other whack jobs have talked to him. No, you're not a whack job if you call him. You're just going through something. A lot of people.
Everybody needs it, man. There's nothing
I'm
wrong
a
with
whack
it.
job. I would definitely
All right.
classify myself as a whack job.
It's
But
a
you're-
square rectangle rule. Whack jobs can go to David Markwell, but just because
Yes.
you go to David Markwell doesn't mean you're a whack job.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. But there are, on a serious note, a lot of people suffering from depression. Look, man, talk to somebody. He will talk to you in person, or he will talk to you on Zoom. That's Ridgeline Counseling. Circle 285. Look, save money. This is the time to do it. It's all about your insurance, your homeowners, your renters, your car. You can bundle it all together for one price with a type A company. Get a free quote. That's all you want to do. Go to Circle 285, like 285.com. Legends, yeah, come on, bourbon whiskey. I suggest you drink it. Found a new location carrying it, John's Package in Sandy Springs. Got a picture from a guy buying it there last night. Even I don't know where it is. Go to spiritsusa.com to find out all the locations. And lastly, Oxygen Financial, Ted Jenkin, who's got something new that he's doing, the Jolt, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at high noon. And they talk about the top stories of the day and basically give you a guide how to get through this financial crush we're under, and keep your money and how your money can work for you. It's very interesting. It's a quick show, so check that out as well. Going in right now, we were talking about slang words. If you're prepared to do that, I kind of want to cover some slang words.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Going into 2023.
Turd Noble.
These are
Turd
top
Noble's-
words. Turd Noble's brand new. That's Brett's.
That's a good one. Yeah. Well, I was thinking about, because I work in social media, right? As I mentioned earlier, and a lot of my coworkers are younger and hipper, and I'm still in the game of like being a cool, hip young person, but I'm really on the edge of it. I'm on the outs, the peak. Yeah, I peaked already. I'm on the way down.
You're odd and creepy, and you now need to start going the way of coffee houses and stay to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. But I want to try and stay in the know. And I figured I would help us here and also our audience with some of the new slang terms we might hear in 2023. And I'm going to give you the word. You're going to guess what it means, where it comes from, and I will tell you if you're right or wrong.
Dickish behavior, Brett.
Yeah. Country of origin.
I'm not going to have you spell it.
America.
All right. The first word, are y'all ready? 2023
Let's go.
is Riz.
Riz.
All right.
I riz my pants, baby, all day.
Yeah.
That's only in the morning.
Yeah, maybe he is right. Like all of a sudden, you hit on a chick and somebody's talking about it in past tense and go, damn, dude, you were Riz on that.
That is like, I almost
let
would
her
give you
ride
that.
my Riz sickle.
Oh, damn.
You guys are
Yo,
like
man.
circling it kind of.
Look
but
at
it's
this. Look, hold on. I just Riz.
That's what I'm saying, dude. We're like the sharks in the water getting ready to Riz.
Look at my dorsal fin. It has Riz.
I'll say, Steve, back in the day, you might have used this word a lot.
My shit is Riz. My shit is hot and up and straight up.
So Riz is a slang term for
Like
skill in
fresh.
charming or seducing a potential romantic partner.
We nailed that.
Oh,
You got,
it was all
I told you
day.
got pretty close.
Dude, I'm
It's a
Riz as
shortening.
crap.
It comes from the word charisma. It's like a short form
Oh.
of charisma.
That's all I've got. That's it.
Riz,
I'm not intelligent. I just have charisma. I like it. I'm Riz. I won't say I'm not intelligent. That's horrible. I am intelligent. I mean, to a degree. Nobody going to support that?
No, I'm sorry. I was just reading the next word, and I was like,
fine, whatever.
I have used this.
I'm waiting on this one.
Ah, man. Okay, this is a thing that you add at the end of a word. It's a suffix.
Not a prefix.
No, and it's ussy.
Ooh. All right, that could be nasty. Do we have young listeners? At this time, I'd like all young listeners to leave the vehicle, the house, or not look at your monitor.
I'll say this is extremely online thing. It starts as an LGBT thing and then moves to an online thing.
You're over the top, whatever you are.
They OC?
What is it?
They OC? I'm trying to
OC?
use it in a sentence. Like, how can you use it in a sentence for us?
I feel like it would give it away if I used it in a sentence.
Dude, you're totally OZ about that program.
All right, it's blank ussy, right? So you put ussy at the end.
Oh, so you just attach it to a word. Like Southside Ussy. Sussy. Got a big
wish you weren't saying that. You're gonna really wish you weren't saying that.
I don't know.
How many times are you gonna call me a puss this week? God.
It is close to. Well, I don't want to give it away.
See,
Ussy.
is it like
Yo, man. Ussy? Hold on. Do I smell ussy?
So it is. It's an ending extracted from the word pussy, as you might imagine.
Okay. Well, duh.
It gets added to other words. So it's like a social media thing where if it's got a whole like quality. Like a calzone would be a pizza-sy, right?
Oh, so
this is kind of like how the Bloods won't use the C kind of thing. Like you just kind of changing words.
No, I
Instead
mean
of crazy, they say brazy.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. So in other words, it's something that's not as good as the other. Like it's critical. You're being critical, so you're saying a calzone's no pizza.
Right. Well, no, it's not saying one's better than the other. You're just being, it's just like a silly way to do it.
Or is it because a calzone is the shape of one and a pizza is the shape? Well, a pizza is the shape of a diaphragm.
Well, if I were putting this podcast on, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm loading up that podcast. I shouldn't. God, that's awful.
That might be the topic of this episode.
We're moving on.
All right.
All right.
Here's the title. I think it's funny. I think it's
episode 158, podussy.
Here's one I like. I say a lot is touch grass.
All right. You touch grass.
Touch grass. It's a phrase.
Touch grass. Is it more marijuana or athletics or natural?
I'd say a little bit of athletics, a little bit of natural.
All right, say you're playing, you're tossing the football in the house and go, dude, you're no baller. You need to touch grass.
That's kind of close. Brett, you have a guess?
That's what I was kind of thinking. Like, when I try and explain to people how I was when I played football, and I say like, oh yeah, I was picking splinters. Kind of thing, like riding the bench. I was thinking had to be somewhere along the lines of that.
No, it's more like if someone's it's like a thing you say to someone you think is like way too online, if someone's like being weird towards women or something, or like just like if someone's like too much of an indoor kid, you say, go touch grass.
All right. That makes sense. Yeah. Like a kid is playing computer games or in his basement, not getting outside.
Yeah. But like a pathetic way, not like, oh yeah, like kid, you need to go get some exercise. Right. It's more like,
I'll give you another one. How about, man, you need to go out and catch a ray.
Catch a what?
Get
Catch a ray.
a
Oh, catch a
ray.
ray. That's cool.
Like you go get some sun.
Very similar, yeah. I feel like catch a ray has got more like is friendlier. This is not advice. This is like a get outside. Like, you know, if you're like playing a video game with someone and they suck, you know, it'd be like,
Hey,
just go touch
nerd,
grass,
Ussy,
dude.
you need to go touch some grass.
Yeah,
I want to thank you for that interpretation, Brett.
yeah.
Nerd Ussy, does
No.
that work?
Shit.
I'm still
Nussy?
stuck on this podussy.
Yeah, man, you're new, so you need to touch grass, man.
All right, we're gonna do the last
Last
one
word.
here. Do you guys know what Nepo baby is? The New York Times did an article about this earlier this year.
Nepo?
Nepo baby,
I know what a nipple baby is, a breastfeeder.
not a breastfeeder.
I do remember doing the Nepo baby stuff.
Yeah, I think we talked about it.
Yeah.
You suck on
You know what it is,
plastic? Nepo baby? Or plastic sucker?
I don't remember
Like
who
a
the Nepo baby.
pacifier?
Isn't that the kids that like don't get in trouble because their family have so much money?
More or less.
Oh.
So a Nepo baby is
Like every
someone
kid
who
in
is-
Steve's neighborhood.
Someone, no, it's more like someone who's like, well, it could apply to that, but it's more like celebrities who are celebrities because like their parents are popular.
Oh no, yeah, that was it. Because Beyonce and Kim Kardashian redid the halftime dance. That's what I was reading it the other day, and they did the TikToks with their kids, and they're like Nepo babies because they're basically being put into the business because they're the children of those famous people, and they're gonna
Right. Like there's
like isn't
This is-
Beyonce's daughter on one of her songs, and they have her licensed in as one of the singers on it, and she makes like $1 million a year.
Will Smith's
off it?
kids are a great
Yeah.
example, but yeah, like those
Yeah.
are Nepo baby. Like those are kids are not super like I've not hated everything they've done, but they would not be famous if Will Smith was not their fucking dad.
No, not
Nepo.
at
So
all.
that's a Nepo baby.
You got skills. You're not a horrible actor, but you never would have been discovered, never given a
Yeah.
chance. Yeah, it opens doors. Talk to Kyle Petty. Richard did that for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Not always like there's not all terrible people. Like I like Dennis Quaid's son he's great. He's been in a bunch of stuff lately.
By the way, off the top, when I was explaining the first one, I'd confused. I knew Nepo baby, but I mixed it up with affluenza teen.
Affluenza teen.
Yeah, affluenza teen. It was
What
a
is
kid
that?
that like he killed like 4 people drunk driving, but his family was so rich. This is like 2018
Mhm.
Look,
that
get
he
out of
never ended
jail
up
stuff.
going to
Oh,
jail.
Yeah.
Because
That
his family
kind of
was
thing
so
too.
wealthy, like they could just pay for anything to get him out.
Mm,
Okay.
yeah. So
Lucky.
those are
Look.
our slang terms going into 2023. You got your Nepo babies, you got your Ussies, you got your Rizzes. You know, those are the big ones.
Risen on Ussies.
Oh
touch
boy.
it. Ah.
Not there.
Brett, can you
Not
use
there.
that Riz? Can we finish this off, please?
Yeah, just
Before I
finish
use
me
the word
off.
Ussie again.
Finish
Okay,
me
okay.
off.
All right, here we go. Former NFL star Chad Johnson says he saved money by living inside.
It's too easy. A van, but it can't be that. A dumpster.
This stadium that Ocho
Evan.
Cinco lived in. What, did I get it?
Cincinnati Bengals Stadium for 2
Fuck
years.
yeah.
He
Oh,
lived
gross.
in the
Damn.
stadium for 2 years.
Where did
And by
he
the way,
live?
I wasn't talking about a dirty dumpster. I was talking about, you know how you see people use those large containers, those trash containers to
Yeah,
live
yeah.
in
Oh,
or
yeah.
to make swimming pools. That's what I was
Oh,
referring
I
to.
stayed
It
in one of
doesn't
the.
matter.
When I covered the eclipse for Bailey and Southside, you remember that bit? I went to like fucking bum fuck up north for the eclipse, and I told people that the eclipse was canceled. That was a fun bit
That
Steve had me
is
do, and that
Oh,
was
hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah, when you were
Hilarious.
talking about the homeless stuff, did you guys see that story this week? It was out of California. They're trying to get rid of all the tent camps, and they come in and they remove this woman from what's considered the White House. She lives in this big white tent, and when they lifted it, she had a full kitchen inside, a hot tub, all this stuff. And she's living on the sidewalk. The funny kicker to the story is she owns the house about a half mile down the block.
Oh,
Why?
I don't know. Because she just got known as the White House homeless lady. All right, keep moving on. Shorter people may
shorter people may
Have larger penises.
get angrier easier.
live longer. So suck it, Southside.
Damn it!
Which made me
What's
laugh.
the cutoff?
I hope it's under 5'9", because you
What?
posted that picture this week. It was like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6".
Damn.
I did that because we look like stair steppers, and I'm like,
Oh
and
yeah,
I was
you,
also
Brian Finneran, and
Rocker.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
that
was
funny.
poking fun at me just being the short guy at 6'4", Rocker 6'5", and I had Finneran at 6'6", but then I'm like, I think he's 6'7", and he looked taller, but in real life, I do think he's 6'7".
He's
So there you go.
6'7".
Yeah, he's a machine.
He's a big dude.
No, I know. I didn't realize he was 6'7". Holy cow!
No,
He was
and it's weird. I'll just say I got man crushes on both of them.
Oh yeah, great guys.
But I would marry Finneran. I would only have sex with Rocker.
I probably should. I'll save this for another. I'll save this for off mic. But I have a really good Jaw Rocker story from the bourbon release party.
Hold it.
Yeah.
The show's
It's
gone
not.
too
It is.
long.
Look, we get this show is not for kids. This show is not. This is not for adults. Even like this is a bad story.
Oh God.
It's really funny.
All right, moving on. Fall candles sold at Walmart recalled over. Fall candles sold at Walmart recalled over.
The season changing.
No, over Christmas like scents.
Fire, injury risk.
Oh.
What?
Is it all candles?
Yeah.
don't know.
Open flame is kind of a big part of the candle equation.
It's supposed to burn. It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
what they
supposed
do.
to melt. It melts.
We
It
raised a
burns.
soft generation that has those little candle warmers.
I know. Talk to people 200 years ago.
That's
all
my,
they
like-
had was candles.
That's like my fake Tucker Carlson outrage for the week. I'm just gonna be like, these millennials, they don't know about candles. Gen Z,
No,
they have
no.
the candle warmers. This is making our generation, your children, weak.
Weak.
That's my Tucker Carlson.
I will say
Don't
it
be
did look
weak.
pretty cool in that House of Dragons show. And like one of the first scenes they show, and they have all the candles up, and like the whole wall is covered in wax.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's in the castle and whatnot. All right, last one. Do not
Yeah.
engage. Santa Cruz police warn of return. Do not engage. Santa Cruz police warn of the return.
Return. Where's the blank there?
It's the return of.
Oh, return of.
The return
Return
of.
The
of-
Mac.
Bath salts.
Oh,
we
that's
going
good.
You going with Mac?
No, I'm gonna do
Neither,
Mac.
neither are right currently.
Damn. Okay, I'm gonna do return of.
Dog packs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say large swarms of crows, just like a bunch of birds. hanging.
Bees. No, it's those damn bees.
Oh, it's the bees. Ah, it is
The
probably the
bees.
bees.
It is none of that. It is the
The
anti.
murder hornets.
It is the anti-Semitic Elmo.
What?
Anti-Semitic Elmo. This
I
guy
don't think-
dresses like Elmo and runs around and says anti-Semitic things to people.
That is fucked up.
That is. Keep him away from my kid. He'd ruin it. I think they're both over Elmo now, but
50-50
Anti-
could be Kanye.
hot damn.
Oh, it could be Kanye. Those guys love hanging out, and they really don't like the Jewish people.
Hey, that's wrong. Don't be
His name, this piece of shit that dresses up like
Oh.
Elmo, and his name is Adam Sandler.
in real life. Wow, that's weird. You know, Adam's like, seriously?
Wow.
Seriously? At least it's not one of our names. Thank
He's
you.
banned
Oh.
from Cambodia.
They
Thank
don't, they don't want. That's probably where they make Elmo.
Man.
Elmo's definitely American.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
dude.
Jim Henson made him.
Okay, just checking.
You can
I'm
see
not-
there's a great museum downtown, actually.
Really?
Yeah, the Center for Puppetry Arts. Steve, you should take your kids
Oh.
sometime. It's really fun.
All right, cool. You know what? I might just do that. I'm
They
always
do like
looking
kids
for
shows and stuff. I like going because I like seeing Kermit in person. But
Oh, another good topic to address. We got whatever Rocker did at my launch party for Legend Check Come On Bourbon Whiskey, and then we have why you're into Kermit.
Why I'm
Brett,
into
you want to leave us?
Actually,
into
we need to tell the listeners if they can do us one little solid, and they'll learn more about this coming up. But leave March 18th open.
oh
Leave
yeah,
it
yeah,
open.
that's a big one.
Leave Saturday, March 18th open. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it.
We're gonna do some old school stuff. We're gonna talk to real people. God, we may have to have a lot of forms signed. We're gonna bring some entertainment, not just three dudes talking at their homes in various locations.
Or two
That'd be
dudes in the
fun.
studio.
One dude, somebody's gonna be out and about doing crazy stuff at a cool location where everything goes round and round. That's all I got.
That's it. All right. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good tease.
Tease.
Good plug. Good tease.
And until then, this has been show 158, the Yeah Come On Show. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If anybody does, let's get those YouTube numbers up. Come on, come on, come on. I'm Southside Steve. That's Brett Barney and Evan Brando Nicio, known as Brando. Can I get a yeah? Come on.
Yeah,
come
come
on.
on.
Oh,
Yeah, I was doing JFK.
I was doing Yakamoshi.
No, Yakamushi's good. I like it.
I just like the fact there's 3 people that think 3 different ways on this program. Thank you.